welcome to Trying to Live Healthy with me. So today, I struggled a little bit on what topic I was going to start off with, and I came to the conclusion that I should be starting with the topic diet, because at the end of the day, your health will depend on your diet. I have found that even when I work out 5 days a week, if my diet is not at least a little bit under control, I can still gain weight. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows. Some people are going to know this, probably some people aren't, but there is definitely a number, a calorie number that everyone will have on different things, based on male, female, age, weight, and activity level. And depending on that, and depending on if you want to lose weight, if you want to maintain, if you want, there are different numbers for each individual thing. I like a website called freedieting.com. And on there, and if you don't want to use that one, you can just, oh my gosh, you could just punch into the Google bar calorie calculator into your Google bar, and a ton of them will come up, and you can totally see your own. But anyway, and you can see that for yourself. For me personally, okay, so I am a female, obviously, 35, weight 140, and I put in that I work out 5 days a week. All right, I apologize. That was just bothering me. I put a clip in. It should leave me alone now. Anyway, as I was saying, for me, if I'm working out 5 days a week, maintenance, my number of calories that I should be intaking would be 1,902 calories. For fat loss, 1,522 calories. And they also have an area called extreme fat loss, and for me that would be 1,141 calories. So you need to know these numbers if you're wanting to be healthy, lose weight, just hope to get an overall healthier body. You simply can't do that being super overweight. Your body isn't going to function properly. Your soul is not going to feel good, because that extra weight is just going to be dragging down. Now, let me make it clear that I do not in any way, shape, or form think that your weight necessarily defines you, that your weight equals happiness, nothing like that. But I do like to be realistic, okay? And most of us women want to be a desirable weight. It's my opinion that most of us women don't think we are, even though we're a healthy weight, or even though we're working on it or whatever. We're never fully pleased with it. So, but I just wanted it to be said that, I don't think that happiness equals, thin. Anyway, back to where we were with the calories. Now, where I left off was the extreme fat loss, which was 1,141 calories for me. Know this: your body 100% will go into what's called starvation mode. I'm not going to go too deep into this. If you want to know more about this, you should definitely Google it, because it exists and it will happen. It only makes sense that if you're working out 5 days a week, which is what I put into the calculator. If you only work out 3 days a week, you put in that, and it's gonna, base it on that. But if you're working out every single day, your body it needs gasoline, which is what the food is. So anyway, educate yourself. That's all. Educate yourself. Don't sit and think, I wonder what mine is, or I wonder how many calories a day I'm supposed to have. I know I have this many, but it's the number one thing I do that gives me success. I have a little book. I got mine at Barnes & Noble. It's called I Will Lose Weight This Time. I meant to bring it in here with me, but it just has, all the areas where you write down morning, lunch, dinner, snack. It has if you work out, to put that in there, if you take supplements and water and all of this stuff. It's all in there. You write it down, and if you know your calorie number, what you should be aiming for, that way if you go over a little bit, you know it. If you've gone under, if you're right on, you gotta know these things. You can't just guess. I've done this where I've done like mind calculations on calories. That's a joke. That is a joke, seriously. And it might work for a few days, but it will quickly get away from you. Journaling is huge. It's the number one thing I would say that you can do if you really want success in terms of counting calories. If you go over, get right back on the next day. Dude, there's a new day tomorrow. Yes, sometimes at the end of the night, if we go out to dinner, or whatever, and I've eaten too much, I'm like, oh man, why did I do that? But you know what? I go to bed, I get up, move on. Drink a ton of water. That's what I do, actually. I drink a lot of water. Flush it out. Flush your body out. That's what water's for, and it will do that for you. Water will help you to be very healthy, your hair to be healthy, your skin to be healthy, your body to be healthy, and you'll lose weight with water. So water. The other thing, if we go out to Mexican food and I have something that's not necessarily a healthy choice, the next day, try your best to, compensate for that. Lower your calories the next day. That's how that 7-day stagger thing works. So, But again, if you bring something into the house, you got to accept that you brought it in and either deal with it or get it out. Don't bring it in. A quick funny story is that I am an absolute nut over bubblegum ice cream. I'm crazy for it, right? So I go to the grocery store, bubblegum ice cream, and I see it, and it's, like not a half gallon, maybe like a quart size. Too darn big to have in the house, but I buy it. I bought that, and I brought it in, and I'm not kidding you. I know it sounds silly. This stuff would scream out to me from the freezer, Annette, Annette. I couldn't take it, and you know what? For a few days, I'd go in there and I'd take a spoonful. It had to go. Finally, I just said, you know what? That's it, and I stuck it under the sink, stuck it under the hot water, and it was gone. So you just have to control your choices, and if you bring something like that in, deal with it. Stay on top of it. Be realistic with yourself on what's going on. At least keep in mind your goals. At least keep in mind your priorities. That will help you get by some of the time. You're not always going to be perfect. You're not always going to make the right diet decisions. It's just not going to happen. But as long as you keep in mind, your priorities and try to be healthy most of the time, you're going to be okay. But you really do. Everyone needs to know those numbers. Whether or not you choose to journal it or, whatever. But at least be educated on those numbers and know. That way, okay, my calories for today of maintaining, I'm supposed to eat 1,500, and today I've ate 2,500. You'll know what's up. This series dealing with healthy living, I'm sure we are going to touch on diet a million more times because it is so very important. but that's a start, some basics. It's a little bit about what works for me, what doesn't work for me, and I hope that you found it interesting, and I hope you learned something. So thank you, and I'll see you again next time. Okay, bye.